My name is James Williams Jr., and what I'm about to blog about is very fucking important. Alright? Probably shouldn't have used it that way, those words, or whatever. But I'm going to say this because, I'm pretty sure I'm probably the only man that feels this way. And it's been brewing in me for quite some time. You know, I really do applaud everybody who's pretty and beautiful and gorgeous. And I know it's something that I will never be. But for one day, I really wish that I could be anybody but the ugly guy in the room. The guy that all the girls run to instead of run from, to find that one special girl that would love to be with me despite my ugliness and my squatty body, and would want me and let me be me for me, and would have everywhere I go somewhere, I don't have to get like Snickers from chicks like, ooh, he's ugly, and I've been getting it all my life. And it's high time that I address the issue. When people make you feel ugly and make you think you're ugly all your life, if you get told it enough, you will believe it. And I do believe that I am ugly. I'm sorry. I'm an honest man. I'm not a liar. And I do believe that I'm ugly. You know, I didn't ever was never told I was ugly by family members, so it's not their fault. And I've been bullied all my life in school, but no one will really fight me because I'm good at what I do with Kung Fu. I'm real good at Kung Fu. It's probably the only damn thing I'm ever going to be good at. But I'm also good at telling the truth. And what I see probably isn't what everyone else sees. But when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm not always happy at what I see. I'm not going to say I'm disgusted, but I'm not exactly happy. But however, I was uglier a few years ago when I burnt my damn face off. So I've learned to accept my ugliness because those scars were permanent and they healed very well by the grace of God. And I still feel ugly. Now, even though I'm good here, but my arms are still scarred up, and up there, but I still feel ugly. And the thing about feeling ugly is it's not something that you can tell yourself that you're not ugly when everybody has made you believe and feel that you're ugly. But you can accept it and live with it as best you can. There's not a day that goes by that I don't wish that I was a beautiful person. I'm not saying beautiful person as I wish I was a chick, not that kind of way, but I do wish that I was a beautiful person, a person that other people seen as a beautiful person, not just on the inside but on the outside, and so that people would be like, yeah, James, you're actually a beautiful person. And I don't know if it's straight or gay to say I wish I was a beautiful person, but I'm not gay. I love girls. Believe me, I love girls. And I love doing things to girls with my tongue and my nether regions. But, you know, when you're rejected by girls all the time, it kind of leads you back to that, that feeling self of ugliness. And I feel it every day. And the more I've tried to date, the more rejections I get. And I handle rejection fairly well for an ugly guy. And it might not be that I'm not ugly. It might just be that I'm ugly to them, or I'm not as attracted to them. And it's the same thing that I've said on like a lot of my dating sites. It's not that these girls are ugly; they're just not pretty to me. And I understand it, and I respect that. And everybody should be pretty in their own way. And God just didn't make us all that way. And there are some very classy, beautiful ass ladies, and I mean outside. Don't know them inside and out, but outside there are some very beautiful ass people. And I have seen beautiful men, and I've just kept that shit to myself because I'm not gay. And if you're a male and you're beautiful, hey, rock it on, man. I would love to be you, so that I could be a beautiful man and have girls swooning and falling all over me. And let's face it, that's just never gonna happen. Which is another reason why I wanted to get on TV, because even if I'm ugly, TV makes us beautiful, and girls swoon to beautiful people, especially to beautiful men, unless they dabble in lesbianism and then they kind of stick with that. And I love lesbians because secretly every straight man is a lesbian, just waiting to bust out. But anyway, you know, I've never felt pretty all my life. And I don't know if it's because of my multiculturalness or anything like that, but I've never been made to feel like I fit in. I've never been made to feel pretty or beautiful or handsome. And usually when somebody says you're a handsome person, it's hard to know if they're genuine or if they're just telling you that to make you feel good about yourself in that moment, because it's an awkward moment when someone tells you you're handsome, because you don't know if it's really coming from a place of goodness or if they're just coming from you just because they need to strike up a conversation with somebody and you just happen to be the reluctant idiot that's in the room, you know. But on the for real, I mean, I don't know how to really address it. I mean, I'm addressing it right now, and I'm chalking that down out as a done blog. But, you know, I feel like I'm the only one who ever feels this way. And as a straight man, it's kind of hard to, like, put this into words that don't make you sound not straight. So you kind of got to dig it out. And I'm like, all right, so I know what people see might not be what I see when I see myself, you know. And when I see myself, I never, ever, ever thought that I was better looking than anybody on earth. In fact, I've always thought the opposite, especially like when beautiful girls that I see as beautiful see me as the Hunchback of Notre Dame and run. Or if I may quote my favorite female comedian from Korea, Margaret Cho, it's like I have SARS and everybody sees me and they suffer from severe Asian racist syndrome. But the problem is I'm not Asian. I may have some in me because of the Native American genome, but I just tell everybody I'm multicultural and I just relate more to Native American stuff than I do to black stuff. And especially after you've seen the clip about fighting over crab legs in the Asian restaurant, yeah, now I'm about to be ashamed to be black again. And I'm usually not ashamed to be black until shit like that happens. Back on track. A lot of my ugliness results have come from black people making me feel not handsome enough or pretty or whatever the hell you want to call it. And sometimes you just want to be that beautiful person when you go in the room. You don't want to be the ugly duckling. All right? No one wants to be the ugly duckling, even though in the end it works out for the ugly duckling and becomes a beautiful fucking swan. Yeah, well, I'm 42 years old. There's no swan here. All right? I do live in reality. I do know that there's some people I'm attractive and there's some people I'm damn right hideous. And that's fine. We all have our opinions and our preferences and our right to choose that. But in your right to choose, you should probably be mindful of other people's feelings because you really don't want to be on the side of the track that I'm on. You don't want to be on the side of the track where you feel just awful about yourself. When you wake up in the morning, you're asking God, why does he keep letting you wake up? Why can't you be happy? Why can't you ever be the guy that gets the good girl and all this other crap? And that's me. In a nutshell, I'm not going to lie about it. If you guys are still watching my YouTube channel, I've displayed, I guess, a picture on my Facebook and my MySpace about how my face was fucked up. So as ugly as I am, I was worse. So believe me, I'm happy that my face is back together because it's the first thing people see. They might hate it, but they didn't see the pictures of when all of this was like meat white, you know, when it was like gone. And I mean, like literally gone. And the doctor was like, you know, we could peel skin off your ass and paste it on your face. And I'm thinking, you know, because when this happened, I was pretty young. You know what? I wasn't really pretty young, but I wasn't like 35, 34, 34, 35. I might have been 36. I don't remember. But I know I was working at Browns at the time, so I think I was 36. So it was quite some time back, you know. And my life was already going downhill, and then that happened. And the first thing I thought was with a young mind was like, you're going to peel skin off of my what? And put it where? And the only thing I could think about was, you know, even though I wash, wouldn't my face smell like ass? And, you know, I know it was dumb. I know it was completely dumb. But that's the first thing I asked the doctor when he said that. He's like, yeah, if you're going to be in Suffolk, we're going to recommend that you get some skin grafting where we pull skin off your ass and paste it to your face. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I'll just keep the white meat scar thing going on because I really don't want my face to smell like my ass. And not that I didn't wash my ass at the time or anything, but it was just the concept of them peeling skin off my ass and putting it on my face. You know, the human ass doesn't necessarily stink. The anus does. But in my young mind, I wasn't thinking like, and your anus doesn't really stink if you wash it and you wipe it and you take care of it. But if you don't, your anus will stink. And even if you do so, sometimes you still have a little bit of a stench because sometimes when you pop a gas bubble down there, the follicles and stuff still like hang on to the stench. So I do shave down there too. Just bald ass as a motherfucker. And the only reason I do that is because somebody said I had a hairy ass when we had a mooning contest. But that was a long time ago in my 20s. Since then, I have learned to keep my ass bald. Anyway, back on the subject of me being ugly, because I totally jumped off track with that. It really disturbed me. And you know, the worst part is that most of my life, it's always been like when I was really into hot black chicks, or black chicks in general, it was mostly them that was telling me that I was ugly. So if you get told it enough, you believe it. And it didn't have anything to do with me being half breeds or any of that crap. I got a lot of those jokes too, but most of them like, yeah, you're just ugly. And I believed it. I still believe it to this day, mostly due to the fact that there are some things that you can't really get out of your subconscious. And that's one of the things that I couldn't really get out of my subconscious. I try to adapt and adjust, but all-heartedly, no matter what anybody tells me, I still feel ugly on the inside as well as the outside. And when I see myself, I still feel kind of ugly. So, you know, I never tell anybody they're ugly, even if they actually are, because I don't feel pretty enough to tell anybody they're ugly. And I don't think that anybody, if you're actually ugly and you think you're ugly like me, we probably are pretty ugly to some people, so it's best to just keep our mouth shut. And as ugly as I am, I have seen worse. So rather than to hurt anybody's feelings, just keep it to my damn self. If you don't have anything nice to say, you probably shouldn't say it. And if you think that I'm ugly, it's cool. And if you don't think I'm ugly, thank you for trying to make me feel better about myself. But I posted this up here because a lot of times, since I was a kid, I have been told that I am ugly. Yet when you watch certain things and they say, ooh, mixed kids are the most beautiful kids in the world. Well, clearly I was the mixed kid that got beat by the ugly stick and never got to the beautiful section. Sorry, I'm watching the husky. It looks like it's trying to escape. Anyway, the long and short is, I wish that I was beautiful. My name is James Williams Jr., and I'm going to cut this off before I start crying because I don't feel handsome or beautiful. I never have, and I probably never will. So, if anybody else feels like this, hey, you're not alone. You don't have to write me or anything about it, because I don't want to hear anybody else's worse story than mine, because I feel awful just giving this report out. I'm James Williams Jr. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. This is Comfort Habit number 2, and I'm out.